I saw some of you, out of gullible mindset, are inviting the US to come into Nigeria and invade. To you, you think that when they invade, they are going to save you against terrorists. This is a very myopic thinking because it means you are not following through history. Let's start from this century. Forget about 19th century. In 2001, the US launched attack in Afghanistan. The whole target was to remove Taliban and Al-Qaeda. The people of Northern Alliance were the ones that were even writing different articles, making press statements, Afghan movement, Afghan democracy, calling for the US invasion. Eventually, when the invasion happened, 250,000 people died. The entire Northern Alliance destroyed. And the US left 20 years after, leaving the same country in the hands of the same Taliban, making the Northern Alliance members at the mercy of the same Taliban that they were fighting against. Now again, come back in 2003, when the United States entered Iraq, invaded Iraq in the name of trying to fight Saddam Hussein for having phantom weapons of mass destruction. Several Iraqis celebrated him. A lot of celebration, destroying monuments associated with Saddam Hussein, crashing everything, simply because they are happy that the US have come to save them. What happened afterwards? The entire Iraq was destroyed. In fact, more than 1 million people died. Iraq ceased to be a country. Saddam Hussein was removed. Weapons of mass destruction was not found. The same people in the street of Baghdad that are welcoming the invasion of the United States now became the victims. They lost everything, but the US gained the entire strategic oil reserves of Iraq. Again, in 2010, the US decided to invade Libya to remove Gaddafi. We know how the protest was on the street in Tripoli. We know how the people of Benghazi were cheering them up, flying, warplanes on top of their roofs and celebrating that this is what is happening. They are going to remove Gaddafi and enthrone democracy. What's happening in Libya today? Is there any country called Libya? Do we have people called Libyans? They became homeless. They became stateless. They become destroyed. They lost their strategic energy reserves and the massive amount of gold reserve, over 30,000 tons of gold. The US and NATO became the biggest beneficiary while the Libyans lost everything. The same thing happened in 2011 when the US decided to invade, purportedly to remove Bashar al-Assad from power. Many protests was taking place in Aleppo and Damascus, celebrating that invasion. Remove Bashar al-Assad. Years later, 600,000 people died in Syria. Bashar al-Assad remained the president. The entire country was destroyed. The entire energy reserve of Syria was now under United States control. Their strategic Mediterranean ports became under the US control. At the end of the day, what came about in Syria was ISIS. ISIS continued the destruction to the point whereby Assad was removed and a former ISIS butcher is now meant the president of the so-called democratic Syria. Similarly, it happened in several other countries. It keeps repeating itself. We know the crisis that is taking place in Congo. We know what is taking place in Sudan. These are all the same script. The moment you make a mistake of allowing US to come to save you, they will become the same weapons of mass destruction you are trying to fight. The same terrorists that you see are killing people in Nigeria and the Sahel, if you allow US to come and help you fight them, will become the same terror that will now destroy more of the people that are calling for them to invade. Prior to Operation Barkhane forces in France, the terror index in Africa was less than 3%. Now it's 57%. But they came to fight the terror. Now the terror gone more footing by their coming. So this is it. Whenever you see a Western country try to come to save you, it's a problem for you. These, our strategic energy reserves and our mineral resources is the main target. Not to save you. Whether you're a Muslim or you are a Christian, whether you are a pagan or majority or minority, they are never coming for you. They are coming for what you have in your land. So I 100% support the fact that the US should put pressure, share intelligence, pinpoint all the criminals sponsoring terrorists within